1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, yo. Be the fly laying lazy.
JC the Light.
This is Set the Tone Podcast. We global now.
Click, like, and subscribe. Set the Tone Podcast on YouTube and on Spotify. You already know every day we try to push the culture forward. Today we got a very special guest.
Yes.
This is our brother,
Yes.
our mentor. This man has taught me a lot. He's a producer, director, an actor. Y'all might know him as Sam from Raising Kanan. But I know him as Tyson Hall, man.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. For
Setting
real,
the tone,
for
man.
real. Thank you for
You know what I
having me.
mean? So, start off, before we really fully start off, I just want to get the people more familiar because, yeah, we know Raising Kanan now, but you have been seen amongst a lot of shows. So if you want to just give a little rundown of shows that you've been involved with.
That's light. I've been in this game for about 20 joints now. You know, so I've had the pleasure of working with the likes of DMX, and the rest in peace to the brother, on the film Pimp with Kiki Palmer.
Okay.
Yeah, a major project, independent project.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And he was like her dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it was crazy just working with him when you had so much hoopla and media behind you. I didn't know what I was getting into to be in his presence, you know. And son was just as chill as he needed to be. You know what I mean? Like, we chopped it up, you know, we joked, clowned on people, and I was like, damn, y'all running this man through the mud. And here he is, a regular Joe, like on some cool out shit. We rhyming together, everything, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is X that y'all be talking about. You know what I mean? So that was a great project. Kiki Palmer's brilliant, sweetest thing you ever want to know. You know what I mean? Everybody's little sister. Worked with the late Michael K. Williams.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, DMX as well.
Rest in peace to him, for real. We worked on a project. We first worked on an independent film called Kiss of Chaos.
Okay.
And then after that, I got casted in Boardwalk Empire.
Word?
Yeah, HBO.
You on Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah.
That's
That
my
was
shit
the
too.
second joint. Yeah, that was the second joint we worked on. So, you know,
he was on there too.
Yeah. He rocked it too. He rocked it. And so, you know, that's just a few, you know what I mean? The Godfather, Harlem, Law and Order, you know, a lot of independent projects, you know what I mean? Just some real solid work under my belt.
Paid in full.
Paid in
What's going
full.
on?
Paid in
Yeah,
full.
how about
Yeah,
that?
really,
the
paid in
Resi.
full.
That was my first speaking role.
Really?
That was my first speaking role.
Okay.
Yeah. Got a chance to. I actually was brought in to sit down and do the casting, the reading. So they, you know, they bringing everybody in for casting, and I'm the reader.
Oh, okay.
Reading with everybody that's
with
coming
the parts.
in.
Oh, that's coming in.
Exactly. So
Okay.
everybody that's coming in the room, yo, you read with me, ready, and let's go. You know, I got the chance to work with Charles Stone, the director, Charles Stone III.
I know the name.
Great dude, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of work under his belt. And he was like, yo, I got this for you, and we rock. You know what I mean? So
I heard you was on my favorite show ever. And you mentioned HBO shows, Boardwalk Empire. You were on The Wire. Come on.
Yeah. And so crazy because when The Wire first dropped, you know, it's like, yo, you got to get on The Wire. You got to get on The Wire. You got to get on The Wire. And it went for 3 seasons, and then they canceled the show.
No, 5. They did 5.
Yeah. But they canceled it after 3.
Oh,
and
word?
they brought it
After
back.
the Stringer season.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they bring back
Then
with the
they brought
youngins.
it back
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
youngins.
yeah.
Exactly. So
With
when they
Marlon,
canceled it,
yeah.
I was like, all right, it ain't happening. It ain't going to happen. And
You were
then
in the first 3?
I ate on 4.
Oh, you got
Season
on 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold up, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I came through with the bike, you know, coming down the street with the bike. Yo, you want to cop this for me? It's a buy and bust situation,
Yes.
entrapment. Yeah, they bagged
You see,
me.
I'm trying to.
I took my bike.
Yeah.
I need that. Yeah. Then in season 5, they brought me in like I was in a rehab, AA type situation.
Okay.
So it was a great look, man. You know what I mean? Like,
HBO gives a lot of recurring roles, right? They make it like a family household.
They keep it
thing,
tight. They keep it real tight over there. You know what I mean? So for me, it's the journey. It's not the Oscars. It's not the Emmy. If it comes, by all means, I'm going to take it. But at the end of the day, being able to say I work with certain individuals, like I did a stage reading with, you know, the late Ozzie Davis.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
That's
you know what I mean?
legendary right there.
Legendary. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't take that
legendary.
away from me.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
real legendary
yeah,
right there.
You know what I mean? We did a blues for Mr. Charlie at Actors Studio, not too far from where we was working at. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of thing that moves me. You know what I mean? I get off on who I'm
The
a
journey
rock with
started where? How did everything start?
Man, I was always fresh. I always had a passion for fashion, right? And then, so I had this photo shoot. I used to rock the bald head 25 to life. And somebody put me on. It was like, yo, get the backstage newspaper, right? And then I submitted a headshot, one of the photos, for this film. So they called me in to do the reading. They brought us out to Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It was 4 thugs they were looking for, and then they didn't have a lead thug to rob the lead white actor. Right, exactly.
That's how it be, though.
That's how it is. The one who talks. Yeah, him, that guy. You know what I mean? So the director,
We came along.
yeah, yo, what you doing around? So the director walks in the holding area. He's like, yo, read the script. And I had never did it before. You know what I'm saying? It's like my first go around. So I read the script. Yo, nigga, what you doing in this neighborhood? He was like, all right, thank you. Took it, gave it to the next cat. The next cat was like, yo, He went crazy. I was like, oh, shit, I was supposed to do that.
Oh, give it a little more. Yeah.
So needless to say, he became the lead and we became a part of his crew.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that shit is never happening to me again. Never.
Just go.
From that point, I was like, boom, studying the craft, started taking classes, put myself heavy knee deep in the mix. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where it really started. And that was a minute ago. That was a long minute ago.
What was your favorite like group of actors to work with?
Been so many. I love teaching. The classes that we were teaching. You know, you can't put a price on that. When you see a student hungry for it and they don't have it and then they get it, that shit is like gravy. You can't put a price on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's valuable. You know, so that's always big for me. Projects vary, you know what I mean, from one project to the next. I did a project with the cat Ulysses and Jesse's Torero from out here in Queens.
Jesse Torero,
The clinic. You know what I'm saying? That project took us to Sundance in 2003. We was in Sundance wilding out, you know what I mean? And so I've been blessed to be on a lot of different projects with a lot of great people. I know that ain't really answer your question, but yeah, it's just a lot of people who I had the opportunity to work with.
But to take back, you see how you just said you love the teaching, but something you just said when you were talking about the thugs part, you said from seeing how the other dude came in, that told you get into taking classes. So off rip, you didn't jump into class. Was this really the thing you wanted to do? Because a lot of actors, they hit you with the story like, yo, I was just chilling. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get some bread. Or were they hiring whatever? Like, I remember Fredro Starr from Onyx. He gave a story like that. I think for Sunset Park or one of the movies, like they just told him, yo, they hiring for actors up here, and he just went. So was this like the thing?
It was kind of like the same thing for me.
Oh, okay.
It was like, oh shit, bite the bullet. You know, because I was coming out of college around this time, and I wasn't really sure where I was going with it. You know what I'm saying? But I always had this knack, and I thought fashion was gonna be the thing. Because the word was out that Cats was going on the runway getting like 10 racks cash for, you know, just walking on the runway back then.
Oh, you mean like the fashion world?
Yeah, fashion world.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So I was like, maybe that's it. And that wasn't it. When this happened, I was like, oh, I like this shit. You know what I mean? And I went all in. I bit the bullet, as they say.
How's the grind like? Say like, how's a casting call? How's that process?
The one thing I learned from this business is that what's meant for you to have, you will have. What's not meant for you to have, you won't have it. You know, when you embrace that concept, you know, you push for what's yours. So the grind is, I mean, it has changed tremendously now with the way things are done. Before we would come in the office like this and read for, you know, casting directors or casting agents and audition. Now a lot of it is self-submission.
What you mean?
So you recording
like
it on your phone.
Video.
Yeah, you recording it on your phone and you sending it in that way. So you got to learn that whole process now of editing and submitting your own work to either your manager or your agent, and then they'll send it forward to the casting. The casting reviews everybody who came through, select from their top, and then they'll present that to the directors or the producers. Then the producers will be like, him, or him. Let's get him in. Then that's when the callback comes in. You see what I'm saying?
Doesn't that take the
Is that
feel
from-
away?
It does.
Now, is that from like COVID? Because of COVID?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, I remember because my other man, he'd be like, he got to do this video and then send it. I'm like, what? I thought you had to go into, I thought you had like the 10 o'clock Tuesdays, Wednesdays, right? I'm like,
I missed that. I missed that. It kills me that it ain't that. Because it's nothing like being in person.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Face to face. Because I'm going to make you feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether you are or you're not. I remember I went to one audition. It was actually the audition for The Godfather of Harlem. And the character was Vane. That's what I'm playing on the show.
Okay.
And while I was waiting outside of the room, I could hear the cat that was in the room auditioning. And the character was a dope fiend. But this dude was yelling and screaming, and he was nothing of a dope fiend.
Yeah.
And that shit anteed me up.
Oh, yo, I got this.
I was like, he got it fucked up. He got it wrong.
that's the thing.
He's
like,
wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to go in right. And I
Yeah.
put everything. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay. The difference between those who know and those who don't.
Facts.
You know what I mean? That's the in-person shit that I miss.
Yeah, because you could just watch something. Oh, okay, and it's like you ain't gonna get that
You ain't
same
film
thing.
it right. Your
Yeah.
angles was off. The lighting wasn't the greatest. You know what I mean? So it becomes a thing. Like dudes is really taking. You got to take that aspect of it now serious. You know, learn the editing game, how to. You know what I mean? Really light it right, light your room right, make sure your background got what it needs. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing. It's a new thing now.
What do you say to the people that think that some viewers think like, acting is easy. I can do that.
All right.
All right. Action.
You know, yeah,
Let
right.
me see.
Nah, it's levels to this, man. There's levels to this. For years, I lived in LA from like 97 to like 2000. And I didn't really have it. I ain't have it. I'm gonna be frankly honest. I ain't have it. I thought I knew what it was.
You mean the acting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. On how the nuances work. On how to really be meaningful and truthful with a character. I thought it was learn your lines. I know my lines.
Yeah.
And show up. Nah. It's levels to it. You got to be able to hit marks. You got to be able to make those words come to life off the page. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what words to stretch, when to not stress something, when to make something your own. You understand what I'm saying? But not disrespect the writer or violate the writer. You know what I mean? So once you get a sense of what that is and that dynamic, then you can say you acting. You know what I mean? It's more than just, oh, give me the script. You know, and if you think rah-rah, yeah, rah-rah all you want to. I'll give you another example with the film The Clinic. The dude's character's name was Malik, right? And Malik was this loudmouth dude in the clinic that was just off the chain. But what dudes was coming in there with was the thug, yo, yo, fuck. But that's not what it was supposed to be. He was supposed to be definitely street, but somebody who was friendly, maybe funny. The guy next door, but with an edge, humble at the same time. You see what I'm saying? But still street.
Yeah.
So how to balance that out? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to know these things and understand these dynamics, and that's what got me to roll. You know what I mean? Like, I came in there, I was just cool as a fan, like, yo, what we doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't threatening, it wasn't intimidating, I wasn't trying to scare you. I was just being me.
Yeah, it's like I do this.
Yo, we loud. Yo, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's that dude. You know what I mean? So you got to understand those dynamics when you're doing this. So it ain't just, oh, it's nothing. Give me the script and I'll go. All right.
You rather films or like the series, like a Boardwalk Empire or like a Pimp, or you know what I mean?
I want it all. I love it all. I love the stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love the stage.
You do plays and things like that?
I'm down.
Okay.
I do it all. I
You got a New Jack City play coming.
Word, I didn't even hear about that.
Like
Broadway is
New Jack
booming with
City
us now.
in Barclays or something
Really?
like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
we
they got
bubbling
something like
right
that
now
coming.
on Broadway though, for real. Like we got Top Dog, Underdog, Depth of a Salesman. We got Lee Daniels got to join up there. It's a lot of
Okay.
projects on Broadway, but I love the stage. The stage is real because it tests the real you and your real skill set because ain't no cut. You got to be on point. If I drop my line and you working with me, you better catch it and bring it back. Or I better figure it out and bring it back because these people done paid this money to sit in these seats. Ain't no, yo, excuse me. Nah, you got to be sharp.
True.
So that's what I love about the stage. Film and TV, they'll outlive me. You know what I'm saying? And even that's another skill set because when you're on stage, everything is bigger, broader, live and loud. When you're on camera, everything is micromanaged by that lens. So you got to be able to be effective by what's coming through that lens. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I take it all.
The stage is more like live and direct. Like, you kind of really can't mess up at all. And that's why I got that was like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. He was produced this Letter from a Fallen Cougar. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
What?
He did an off-Broadway play that he produced.
That he produced? Oh, okay.
And I was in his class, and they selected me.
Oh, you was on the play?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I got into the field of like, you know what, I'm gonna really do this for real. You know what I'm saying? For real. Then it's like, but like that's what I'm saying. Like at first you think like, yo, it's easy. But it's not.
I learn something every time on this show with this guy.
You didn't even know that about your mans and them.
He's an actor.
He just on the stage. You not even knowing.
He does everything. I don't know.
He rollerblades.
What's going on? Every
it's like,
time.
I mean,
he says it calmly. Yeah, that was on the play.
Right, it's nothing.
But that time it was like, that's why I'm like, before, like sometimes you see some TV like, oh, that's easy, I could do that. But when you really in it, nah, buddy, you can't do none of that. And it's like it's a different type of energy. It kind of drains you, like to say say one paragraph 40 times, to go to do something 5 times a week, consistently, and still not get it right. Still could say it a different way. Still could say it a better way. It depends on how you feeling. I feel good today. I'm gonna be in this kind of mood. I don't feel good today. I'm in this type of mood. You know what I'm saying? Or like it's different levels, like you said. It's different type of range to it, and it's like it's a never ending. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's never ending. Acting is never ending. You can never, the thing about acting, you can never say, yo, I did this good. Nah, there's always room for improvement. You can always do something better.
You did it good enough, but it's always...
Right. And then there's always different ways you can flip it, as long as it's true to what's happening in the context.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that experience was, again, that goes back to the teaching aspect. You know what I'm saying? Because pretty much most of that class was on a stage for the first time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so to be able to offer that opportunity, like you can't put a price on that.
Yeah.
If he don't never act or do nothing again,
He did that.
he could talk to his kids and be like, yo, daddy did this back then and I know what that feels like.
Do you tell him this?
You know what I'm saying? Like, not yet.
They gonna
Not
get
yet.
involved. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't get to that yet.
You know what it is? Like my youngest son, he not shy at all. So he's willing to do whatever. He's ready to ride. From talking to him, I feel like he got it on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's good. You know what I'm saying? Older one a little shy, but he'll break out of it.
No, but do you tell him of your glory?
Nah.
Yeah.
You don't speak on
You ain't get to that.
I don't, because it's like I want them to do their own thing on their own and figure out who they are first. Then I'll tell them the story, or you know what I mean. I don't want to be like, yo, I did this, I did like, nah. I'll go first. You feel me? Let me know. We'll join in the conversation later. I'll give you my experience, but I gotta let you know. Let me know what you want to do first. I ain't gonna be like, oh, I did this, and then you going off of me like, oh, you know what, daddy did this. I want to do this. No. What do you want to do first?
Right.
Let me see what you like first. Then I'll
We'll get into that.
in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's bug because I let my little one see
what you
shows.
do.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, you doing a lot. He's just gonna bring up that plate.
Nah, it's a fact. Yeah.
I let them see it. Like, I got to mute it a lot. You know what I mean? I mute it, but I let them see what's happening. I got my little one is 7, and the oldest one is
some they
is 9. They not really, they're not. You know what I mean? And then
that
my boy is 12. You know what I mean? So
you.
it's those different levels. But I mute it and let them see the motions and going on. So that when people come in and talk about it, like, they know what it is. They're not in the dark. Like, huh? What are you talking about? My daddy was on TV. Nah, it's like, oh yeah.
Oh, he really
I know what
on
you're talking
TV.
about. Yeah, he's not lying. You know what I
Speaking
mean?
on really on TV, we like one of the, if not the livest series that's going on right now.
10, 15 years.
You know what I mean? Raising Kanan, and your character at first, it's crazy because in the street sense of thinking, the character you play is a very important role. Like that's what, like, Kanan and them live off of. Not to, I don't know what they call it on the set, but the fiend role. You know what I mean? But the fiend role is what defines these characters. They get their money off that. You get what I'm saying? That's what they known for. That's their power. Yep. They move it to the fiends, and your character is the premier fiend. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at first it started like you don't pay that much mind. You're like, oh, but that character grew. So was that already in the speaking of, or you did such a great job that like, yo, we just gotta, write some more. Like we gotta bring this out more. Like how was that development?
Well, it was it's crazy, and I'll give you a little backstory. I wasn't even gonna audition for him, Sam. The only thing that me and my manager talked about was that it was a recurring role. And that's what I've been looking for, something recurring. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, let's just do it. You know what I mean? And so, but then after doing it and then really getting cast for it, you realize the importance of it, like everything you just mentioned, the importance of how you gonna have this family that's bubbling up, eating crazy, pushing whips, and not have no real...
How we getting this money?
Right, you know what I mean? Like who and how, how is it affecting people in a way? You know what I'm saying? So, so it was written as a recurring role.
Okay.
And I give a shout out to Sasha Penn, the producer. After we shot in season 1, he was like, "Yo, I got more for you." You know what I mean? And then that's when season 2 became what it became. So yeah, so it was already a recurring role situation. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how many F's, but it's just an honor to be a part of the whole Power universe. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And have that kind of a character be what is noted within the universe. Because we don't see it in Power, you don't really see it in BMF or any other projects yet.
Nah, really you don't. Last would be The Wire that I think that they showed.
Right, Bubbles.
That view. Exactly. Like, yo, the reality of what that
happens,
character goes through and how they living in real shit. Like by the time this drops, well, now that this episode, the finale come, but speaking on the episodes before, like you said, the perspective, just seeing that last episode where, you're going into the precinct and just the reality of it, you know what I mean? I'm a person who's been outside, so just I'm like, yo, this is realistic. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no question.
For real. I feel that.
Yeah,
like,
and growing up in that era, it wasn't hard for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like growing up in that era, like that was my manhood coming out. Like, I'm from the Bronx, but we was in Harlem at the rooftop, SNS Club. You know what I mean? Like it was a time of being in the mix heavy. You see what I'm saying? And being out, and that whole era was just so such a, I guess, exciting time for me in my life. With all that was going on and just, me being in my 20s and being that thing and what New York was. So we knew those fiends. Fiends in my family. Fiends, you know what I mean? Up and live next door to me. So, it was not really that hard for me to grasp and make light of Sam. And it was important for me to nail it. You know what I'm saying? It was important for me to nail it and just really bring all of that fire, that needed to be brought to have that impact.
I mean, you definitely nailed it. Like you giving great lingo on there. You saying, what is it? The Dumbo.
Yeah. Shout out to the writers, Kadumbo. Yeah.
Dumbo.
Yeah.
D-Tech. Those is legendary words. D-Tech is like the top 5 lingo. To N22 off. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. D-Tech. You know what I'm saying? Because usually a person say 12 or the D's.
Right.
I never heard D-Tech.
Right.
Nah,
right.
That's you never heard D-Tech?
Nah.
Yeah.
That's all. That's really from that time.
Nah. The way you said that, it was like D-Tech. Stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the D-Tech right. You know what I'm saying? Like
D. Nah, it was a lot of fun playing Sam. It was a lot of fun playing Sam. I had a lot of fun. And it's so interesting because I had 2 dudes 2 separate times tell me that they used to smoke, krills back then, cracks.
Yeah, grills. Yeah.
And
Another one. Yeah.
and they were like, yo, the one dude he identified with when the crack spot was closed and how he used to feel when he couldn't get it. And he was like, damn, that energy just brought me back to that space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had another dude say the same thing. And that's when you having an effect, when real heads is like, yo,
I felt
I
that.
could relate. You know what I mean? Like, cause I was on that side. You know what I'm saying? That's like an award. You know what I mean? That's like an award. It's like, oh shit.
Like I killed that.
Got it.
To the point y'all feel that.
Right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know what I mean? You can't put a price on that when you hear that shit. And I don't never see it coming. It's like, yo, guess what? And I was like, I used to smoke. You know what I mean? Like,
They bring out other people real true stories.
real
and experiences.
shit. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you can't put a price on that either, man.
And then you bring a swag to it too. You walk in like, I'm like, what's this, Denzel's crackhead? What's this? Nah, real talk. You walk, I'm like, okay. It's like, yo, I can imagine this man had money.
real shit.
I can imagine
Real
this guy had money.
Right.
If Sam had bread, who knows what's gonna happen the rest of the story.
The scene when Sam is going into the precinct and you see Kanan talking to his the pops to Omar Epps. It's the look when you walk in and you get that look like, yo, little nigga over there, like,
nigga right there,
like,
yeah.
yo, go that nigga shooter right there, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like crazy, but one thing I know gotta be relatable is, because we could speak on the last episodes that we seen. Nigga hand you a wad of money until you get on a bus and get out of town. Nigga, what? I'm back in the town, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you
me?
dumb?
Right. Right. I ain't going nowhere.
Yo, man, I don't want to kill you. Yo, just give me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm out. Yo, let me off right here.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a few
in
fits.
front of the Coliseum.
And go get right.
I was like, yo,
That way.
didn't we park over there before?
That's around the block.
Yeah, for real. Like,
You're around the way with it.
and I know people had to watch that like, the shit, that's the same shit I would have did.
That's been the
Fuck,
craziest
where
comments,
am I going
though.
out of town?
Yeah,
Like,
that's been the craziest comments. Everybody, why you get off the bus? Yo, you shouldn't have got off the bus. Like, the
that's
feed
people who don't really
It's crazy, yeah.
probably don't relate or live that, because where am I going? Like,
Not happening. And then you think about everybody else, like, they've been giving me little 20s, little 10 spots. Now I got a knot.
not to get crazy.
Let's work.
Nah.
Work.
We outside.
We outside. I might go holler
We
at Unique,
outside.
holler at Unique
Right.
for protection.
Yo,
Maybe
you know
they'll
what I
give
mean?
me some.
Right. Put that on me. I'm caked out right now. Today I'm caked out. Tomorrow I won't be.
You know what I'm saying? About to help them Italians real quick.
Right.
Hey, Sal.
Heard they looking
Really
for
go
rock.
get it.
Yo, Sal.
Really go get it.
Yo, for real. But I was watching, I'm like, yo, he killed that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Thank you.
you killed
Yeah,
that, bro.
thank you.
How you feel about, like, say like I get a whole episode to you, so people will recognize with you that, but you've put in work for years now. How does that feel when somebody like, oh, they notice you for that, but it's like, you've been doing this for a minute. Do you take it as like a compliment, or like, how you feel about that?
It's a huge compliment. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I've been involved with projects where I was like, oh, this shit gonna take me over the top. You know what I mean? Dudes had independent films. Yo, this gonna be crazy. I'm like, all right. And shit tank. You know what I'm saying? Back to it being about the journey. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's the journey. So if this part of the journey is the thing that got me to
Facts.
that, oh, I'm hearing that. Oh, this is where we at right now.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Build your resume up. I've been on this, I've been on that, and that could be what led to you getting a bigger role. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Exactly.
I look at it as like, I mean, I ain't no actor, no, but I look at it like, yo, it's to each his own. So it's like, the world might not like this because they didn't understand that, but then somebody who's in position of power might be like, yo, I saw him on this one movie. That movie didn't really do his thing, but he did enough to get on this. And that's building your shit up. You know
And
what I'm saying?
in definitely, in doing this, it's the collective, but then it's your own individual self. So if everybody else fails, I'm gonna do amazing. You know what I mean? And one of the things I teach is sometimes you got to turn your ego on a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? It's an ego. You could turn it up a little bit. No, you can't be egotistical. No. Let me tap into that right now. Because I don't know what y'all doing, but my character and who I'm bringing to this table, we going to light the building up. Yeah. That's a mentality that I come into.
Ain't no small roles.
Nah, small actors. You know what I mean? Like, for real.
Exactly.
Like, that part. Stanislavski.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's Stanislavski. For real.
And you an artist too. You a painter too.
Yeah,
Let's talk about that.
The canvas.
Yes.
Get your Basquiat on.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy because I growing up in the Bronx, the whole graffiti era, you know, like for years, I would sit and just doodle. Like we in a restaurant, I'm tearing up napkins, throwing it away. I went to see the movie Basquiat in like '93 or something like that.
That's the one with
Jeffrey Wright.
Who played Basquiat?
Jeffrey Wright.
The light skin dude.
The light skin dude.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright and Benicio del Toro played his right hand man.
Is that the guy who played Peoples in Shaft?
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
him.
Jeffrey Wright.
That's
Jeffrey.
Dub.
Yeah. He's tough.
He's the truth.
Yeah.
He is the truth.
Underrated.
I am a huge fan. That's, you know what I mean? Like that's,
He did a movie too, I think on OG or something like that. Something.
The OG, yeah, where he was in the joint. Body that. He's a problem. He's a problem. He was in Boardwalk Empire too.
Yes, he was.
So I went to see that film, and I was like, let me try this painting shit. So I went down, there's a store called Pearl Paint on Canal Street, and I bought a small 8x10 like startup kit. It had 2 little 8x10 pieces of canvas in like 5 primary colors. I went home, I was like, all right, paint a little something. I like doing this. Then I bought a 16x24 piece of canvas. I was like, yo, I'm gonna put the spray can over this, I'm gonna make these faces, and that's gonna be that. And I sold that third painting for $500.
Word.
And back then, I was like, your hat cost $500. The painting was sold for $500. And that money paid for me to go to LA for the first time. So it was like I could get paid doing this, and I never put the paintbrush down.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? And it's therapeutic. It's like, you know what I mean? I just, whatever I get off on, and I make bread off of it too.
It's dope.
You got artwork in
Corner Social. I got artwork in Angel. The website is live. I'm selling stuff on Shopify, you know what I mean? So it's a hustle. I'm getting ready to go to Art Basel in December. I've been doing that for the past 7 years in Miami, correct? Yep, I've been doing that for like 7 years now, just curating, exhibiting. And then I'm working closely with the Jazz Museum in Harlem right now, helping them with their fundraisers and curating projects over there for them.
That's dope.
Tell us about the Moving Mountains.
Moving Mountains. Founded by my man Jamie Hector from The Wire. Bosch was his last project that he rocked. Good dude, my dude. We've been in the game, in the trenches for years. He has a youth-based nonprofit organization out of Brooklyn called Moving
Jamie
Mountains.
Hector's the one who played Marlo?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Him and Ali Robeson, who's my manager, you know, they have this organization, Moving Mountains, going on, about 15 years now, maybe more. And they teach the youth from 9 up until like 20, acting, dancing, singing. We were doing it out of Mega Everest before the pandemic for years. I teach the older group, you know, like 13 to 20. You know, I teach them the art of acting, and they have a younger group. And we've been rocking that for years, you know. So now we're looking for another house out there. We were doing it online because of the pandemic. Now we're looking for another situation. It's actually now has morphed into going into schools in Brooklyn. You know, so this summer I taught at MS-61 in Brooklyn, and then I taught at Art and Engineering, the high school group in Brooklyn. You know, so that's another passion of mine. You know
That's
what I mean?
dope, man.
Yeah.
Teaching.
Yo, to the youth, man. You know what I'm saying? And we have so much talent, you know, and it puts you in, you know, instead of putting a child in a box, allow them to have the experience. You You know what I'm saying? Allow them to have the experience, and even whether they do or they don't, they could say they have that under their belt.
Would you say that the youth are getting a fair shot of roles and getting, or like is there politics in the acting game? Like, you know what I mean?
And everything. You know what I'm saying? And everything. I think now what's such a great time is the amount of outlets that are offering content. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO, BET Plus, you know what I mean? Roku, Roku, you know what I mean? Like,
Set the Tone podcast.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, for me, hello.
outlets,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
For
So
real,
the multitude of outlets, you know, is allowing for there to be so much, you know, awesome amount of work for people. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And whatever's for you is for you. Again, it goes back to that. You know what I'm saying? So they have to play the game like we do. You know?
Do the youngins keep you alive? Like, do you ever get discouraged when acting? Say, like, if you get cast, you try for this role or whatever, and you don't get it. Like, how does that motivate you more? Does it discourage you? Like, how do you feel after that situation?
Earlier, it used to bother me. Now I understand. You know, and because I wear so many different hats, I don't get hell bent over it. You know what I mean? Because I got so much going on.
What's the biggest role you say you tried for that you didn't get?
That's a great question. I'll probably never know. I'm just being, I'll probably never know. You know what I mean? Just being honest. Just being honest. I'll probably never know. Because raising Kanan is...
That's the... Yeah.
What's for you is for you.
For you. It's for you. It's for you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just being real, you know.
What's to come? What are we... that we can speak on?
I'm brought back to Godfather of Harlem.
Okay.
For the third season.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I got pushed back. Was it already recorded? Because it was supposed to come out in 2021.
Yeah.
You got like pandemic and all that.
So, you know, so they brought me back for that, which is a blessing. I just shot a project up in Warwick, New York called Sing Sing.
Okay.
That's going to be dropping. And then working on independent stuff myself.
Okay.
Still auditioning, producing and directing, you know,
That's dope, man.
own films.
How do you always stay humble?
I've seen cats stick their chests out and just crash.
And not come back around.
I mean, I had dudes that we used to be in the trenches together, like, yo, we over here. And they get that speaking role, and I see them again, they be like this.
Oh, word.
I've had it happen.
They switch on you.
Yo, my dude, what's up? Yo, congrats. I've had it happen. Yeah. And I'm like, and then they tank.
And now you the one.
Hi, how are you?
Nah, you hit him with the head nod too.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it funky. I'm gonna keep it, yo, what's good? And keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everything is nothing.
Now, one day you should just go crazy. I don't fuck with you, man.
Nah, that's how people feel.
Then there's that. Catch me on a bad day. You might get hit. Catch me on the wrong day. You might get that. Nigga, move.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's just jump out on him. Yo, what's good? Yo, nah, nigga,
beat it.
Fuck with you.
Good, keep your hands to yourself.
Right, we off that.
I better not even see you walking that room trying to get this role.
Cross the street.
Do you feel like actors, do you feel like black actors are put in a box?
You know, I got asked that question about stereotypes, and I think it's art imitating life a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we portray what people see us to be, or what the project is. You know, like, oh, you played a dope fiend and you playing a crackhead. Da da da. These are real people. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm uptown in Harlem. You go to 125th and Lenox Avenue. You see 60 dope fiends out there like this, lying, leaning, sleeping, the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? You walk up the block from there, you see them standing in the staircase, burning cracks right in front of your face. Daylight, no problem. So these are real people doing real things. I think we get portrayed as how, the way we live. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's projects that highlight us. There's projects that show us in family-like settings. And there's projects that show us in other ways of being.
It's true.
How do you feel about actors degrading themselves just to get on?
Yeah, I think you have to hold some sense of integrity for yourself, and for me, it's important for me to be able to hold my head up high. And then the work that I'm doing, I think about my children and what they have to contend with and see the work that daddy's putting in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's about your moral standards and your moral compass. If you think you need to shake your ass or give head or something like that, whatever, and that's what you comfortable with doing,
that's on you.
By all means, I'm good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I guess that's an individual thing.
Like, do you feel like the black actors get the respect they deserve when they're acting, or the praises that they should deserve? Because think about it, like Denzel Washington, he got an award for what? Training Day?
Training Day, right.
I mean...
Yeah. No, and that, yeah, no, I...
He didn't get one for Malcolm X?
No.
Mm-mm. No, he didn't.
Halle Berry got something for Monsters Ball.
Right.
Damn.
Hustle and Flow got an award, right?
Damn.
So it's like, that's how they kind of... Like, we're going to give you an award, but it's going to be an award for how we really want the world to see y'all.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I don't think that the scale is leveled. Like, The Wire got nominated for nothing.
How was that?
Show, yo.
How was that? A game-changing
to this
series.
Day, that's my best show out.
He always said that The Wire is my favorite series of all time.
Series ever. I was mad it was only 5.
Just what Michael K. Williams did on that alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that body of work, it should have been a no-brainer.
Wood Harris.
You know what I mean? Wood Harris,
yeah.
exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
shit, Frederick Starr was even on that too.
Yep.
Bird. He was Bird.
Yep. So I don't think we get the recognition or acknowledgement is the same. We'll acknowledge our own and be like, yo, son is great. Jeffrey Wright is amazing. You know what I mean? But in terms of like gatekeepers, those powers that be, to put us at that level, no.
Right. Speaking of powers that be, we have a man by the name of Tyler Perry. He has his own studios. How do you feel about what he has done for the culture?
I think it's important to be able to create opportunities for us to express ourselves. We're having such a platform, as large as his platform is. There should be no limits to what he puts out. He got a lot of actors working at the end of the day. People who wouldn't be eating are eating. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the content, I think there could be more uplifting, more motivating content with it. But who's to say what's to come?
If I'm not mistaken, he said that people want to see Medea more than when he puts the movies and series with content. Because he did A Family That Prays Together.
Right.
That was decent. That was good bread.
Right.
Then I don't know if you've seen it. It was like a Jasmine's Blues. That was probably one of his best things he ever done in his life.
Jasmine's Blues?
Yeah. On Netflix.
That's on
new.
Netflix. Yeah, I ain't seen the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's new.
Yeah, that was good.
I ain't
that
even
was
peeped the
serious.
whole
No,
thing
that
yet.
was
really
serious.
Fire.
That was.
So see, you know what I'm
How
saying?
long
Like,
was that came out?
it's brand new.
Last month, 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's brand new.
I had to have seen it then. Is that the one with the singer, the dude?
Dude blowing the horn. He's
Yeah,
And he got hung at the end?
He got because he
hung
was
him-
with a
they
white
hung
chick.
him.
Yeah. I saw that movie. Oh,
That's
that's
him.
him. Oh no, that was fire. That movie was fire.
see what I'm saying?
I didn't
So-
know that was the name.
But see,
I didn't
he
know
said
was the
that
name.
people want to see Medea more. So black people like, what? Yo, first I like, no, let's not. You know how black people are. They love you. Oh, we love Medea. And after a while, they be like, yo, I'm tired of Medea, yo.
Nah, because I mean, look, I'll keep it real. Tyler Perry movies, it just started dragging the Medea. Like, you gotta understand, some people on that Medea ride for man long. The plays
The
was
plays
fire.
was fire, yeah.
Fire.
And the plays go
on, I
way
used to
back.
get it on the DVD
Yeah,
joint.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, I used to watch the plays.
Yep.
So you going through all that Medea, and then now
Right.
we finally get to the big screen. And some of those Medea movies, like you said before, like you relate to it. So you're like, yo, nah, I feel that because like that's really what's going on. We gonna relate to that. But then it started dragging to, all right, that's not happening. Medea goes to jail. Medea,
Right. It starts to become like a
let's
buffoon.
hang it up a little
Yeah,
right
spoof.
there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yep.
Because it was real at first.
Right.
And then it just, I mean, go get the check, of course. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock nothing about it. Go get your check. But, you know what I mean? It's like Ice Cube career, too. Like, he started off serious. You know what I mean? Boys in the Hood, and then like Friday, then it's with the kids and all that.
I feel like you know, one of the things I do hold to a high regard with Tyler Perry is being able to have that space. You know what I'm saying? And I look for more of those wealthy blacks to be able to acquire that space. You know, I got a sister right now who's in D.C., and I've known her for years, and she's in the space of creating content, and they're looking to acquire a space. You know, so for those individuals who have that bag and can cut that check, like lock down that space.
Not many doing that. I think 50's about to do that, I heard, in Houston.
I mean, you know, what he's done with this, with the series, with the universe, is already put itself in position where anything else is par for the course. That shit is light now. I'm a proven success. So it ain't like I'm trying to prove nothing to you.
Yeah.
Whatever I want to do, like, it's green lit.
Yeah.
So keep creating these spaces.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look what it did for me. You know, I went from like 1,000 likes, 2,000 likes, 2 days,
Just like
followers, like,
Just
yeah,
like
through
that.
the roof. Oh shit, what? Africa, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Word,
I'm sleeping right now.
Right,
Word, like,
you know what I mean? Africa, word. Yo, you like me? You accepted me? I'm gonna hang this on the wall, like dead ass. I'm like, word.
That's fire.
Africa. I'm like, wow.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So you know, it just, you know, to whom much is given, much is expected.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're in position to be able to make things happen, you know, or in a position of power to be able to put situations together, I mean, look what y'all doing with this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Global.
set the tone. It's global. You know what I mean? That's my take.
When last question before we get out of here, where do you feel the state of black actors is now? Because now it seems like they're trying to push, I don't know who are the powers that be, but it seems like they're trying to push like the gay agenda on black people. Like, it's like you could do a series, but you have to have this on here.
I think it's across the board. You know, I think it's across the board. Heavy in the black community. And when you know, that's the thing about media, you know, it influences, you know, it promotes, it dictates. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where you combat that, like the Tyler Perry studio, like the Power Universe. You combat that. We can create that without having that. And that's our responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect nobody to do for us what we need to be doing for ourselves. So I do think that's heavy. We set the narrative on every aspect. You know what I mean? On every aspect, whether it be fashion, whether it be the music, whether it be, you know what I mean? Like, we lingo, everything. You know what I mean? Like, we set that narrative until we embrace that concept and really make it our own. Then it's like, nah, we're not having that as part of our agenda.
But it goes to what you said too. To be honest, what you asking, it goes to what he said too about like, yo, they try to take of what's really happening out here. Like when you said about the dope fiends, the crackheads and whatnot. That is really what's happening in a sense. So they bringing it out because that's what's really happening. That's reality. So, you know what I mean? The numbers ain't going up for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's what's happening. They tuning in and it is working. So it's like, we just, like you said, you got to respect the craft, set your own narratives with what you have, and then that's just what it is. And to each his own.
Exactly. And we don't, we don't have to subscribe to everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to subscribe to everything. You don't have to subscribe to something that ain't fit in your narrative. You know what I mean? Just because you're showing me that don't mean I have to do that. You know what I mean? Just because you're telling me that's what I should be wearing, I'm not wearing that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not buying into that. If that's what you want to push, go push it. I'm not.
But how is that for like a up and coming actor that feels like he has to do something that he doesn't really believe in just to get on, just to follow out his dream?
That goes back to your moral compass. You know what I'm saying? Film and TV will outlive all of us. You know what I'm saying? And if you choose to go that route, and that's where you choose to be, by all means. You know, but like if my moral compass is saying, no, I can't do that, nah. If it's not sitting right within me, nah. I mean, I got a good friend. He's in the game. We've been in the game for years. And he had an audition. And it was, at first it was introduced as you'll just be doing this lightly.
Lightly. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. You may have to just walk down the street a little and say a few words that's feminine, right? And then getting further callback auditions were like, oh, right now you got to do this and this. It's like, nah.
Not on that.
No, thank you.
Guys, I appreciate the opportunity.
Right, thank you. Can't go there.
And you got to say, and it's like, when you say no, it's like you have to say it in a perfect way. Because if you don't,
you got that black
you'll
cloud,
be done forever.
Yeah. Got that black. But you got to give respect. You got to give respect.
Of course.
Respectfully.
Thank you, but no thank you.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's it.
And,
You know what I mean?
and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? He called me, he consulted. He's like, I'm tired, they trying to play me. They saying this first. Then I went back, now they hit me with this. I'm like, where you at with it? He was like, nah, that don't work for me. I'm like, enough said.
It's whatever you feel comfortable with.
If I ain't feel comfortable coming up here, I wouldn't be up here. I wanted to set the tone.
You already set the tone, man. And that's what you did,
I wanted to set the tone.
And that's exactly
for
what
real.
you did.
Took the money. Where's this guy going?
Right, now what? Right.
Feel
What is he
me?
going to do now?
Where's this man going now?
What is he going to do now? Stay tuned.
We're going to see. Finale is this week. I mean, by the time this drop, finale's out. So, you know what I mean? We'll see what happens, man. We appreciate you for coming through. Definitely sitting with us. Setting the tone, you know what I mean? You in the hot seat, you in the red seat.
I feel it. I want to big y'all up though. You know what I'm saying? I want to big y'all up for having this platform and having a place for me to come in here and chop it up and talk. I don't have to rely and wait for somebody over there to say, yo, come through. And we could do it amongst ourselves. For sure. This explains it. You know what I mean? This is an example of how we could get down and do what we need to do for us.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Push our own agenda, push our own conversation, and hear how we get down and how we feel about matters. So congratulations to y'all. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
Real,
Appreciate
everything,
that, man.
everything.
Appreciate you.
Know how that
Appreciate
goes.
you for being here, you know what I'm saying? Once again, it's the Fly Lay Leezy.
Chase to the light.
Yeah, Tyson Hall.
There you go.
Sam, I am
Sam.
It's Set the Tone Podcast, man. We out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.